Your tuberculosis is worse. We've done all we can do here. I'll refer you to Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't want to scare y'all, but the colored hospital doesn't get spectromycin. That's what you need. Sophia, you're beautiful, educated, wealthy, and light-skinned, like your mother Lola, God rest her soul. Oh hell, when y'all got married in Cuba, everyone around here thought Tristan met you while abroad. Let's just let them all think that, and I'll make sure you're placed in the elite wing with the best of care.
I'm not ashamed of her. I don't want her to pretend to anybody. And money is no object.
Tristan Darby Jackson, my fierce protector. I know how you feel, but you listen here. I'll do anything to make sure I come back to you and Adriana. So hush now. Be strong. I can do this. Night sweats pepper her feverish brow. Disoriented, Sophia sits straight up as an ear-piercing wail moans through the bat-winged building. Sophia shudders, then huddles deeper in the bed. She pulls the covers to her chin. As reality grazes over her, Sophia feels fragile and abandoned. She suddenly becomes homesick. She closes her eyes to memories of St. Augustine and Jackson House. If only I was home, I'd know exactly what time it is. But when the blue heron fishes, or when the city lanterns turn low and the drunkards stumble home, or how the moon chases the night sky, or how the whippoorwill beckons the dawn, if only I was home. Wide-eyed in darkness, she still couldn't focus. Though the moonlight cast its golden glow, the night stakes its claim. Sophia peers over the covers to get her bearings. Heavy oak furniture towers over her like ancient elders. Their foreboding secrets she begs not know. Sophia tightly covers her ears with her hands. Her eyes well up. Her heart aches for Adriana, so far away. Oh, Lord, grant me strength. Please send me an army of angels to watch over me. Please help me get well and back home to my family. In your name I pray. Sophia is feverish and exhausted. She watches the street lights slowly dance across the ceiling. Then she finally dozes off. Blood sputum spatters on the crisp white linens. Sophia wipes it with a small rag by her bed. Morning, Miss Jackson. I'm Rose, your day nurse. Welcome to Waverly Hills. Each morning, Letitia brings our breakfast tray and newspaper. We've got fresh coffee, bacon, scrambled eggs, grits, toast, and jelly. Please eat, then we'll get washed up. Honey, I don't know if I can eat anything. Dr. Stewart and Dr. Jacob will be in after breakfast. We need to eat something before our treatment, you hear? Dr. Stewart walks in with a stethoscope, carries a chart. Dr. Jacob rolls a treatment cart into Sophia's room. The cart has a sterile cloth cover, a tray with several large syringes full of milky white spectromycin.
Morning, Miss Jackson. Hope you slept all right. How you feeling?
Nurse Rose takes Sophia's temperature and writes it in the chart. Please call me Sophia. I didn't hardly sleep, Doc.
This is Dr. George Jacob, Chief Surgeon at Waverly Hills.
We'll give you something to help you sleep. Temperature 101. Blood pressure 134/94. I see you have night sweats, blood in the sputum.
Dr. Jacob puts on a stethoscope and listens to Sophia's chest. Dr. Stewart slides her x-rays into the light box on the wall.
Tuberculosis is a disease caused by an infection from Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The infection can cause granulomas to form. When these abscess granulomas rupture and expectorate, it leaves an air and fluid-filled cavity in your lung.
Your x-rays show a mid-sized cavity in your right lower lung. We gauge your disease to be early to mid-stage.
We'll proceed with lots of fresh air and sunshine, good food, and proper medical supervision. The goal is to manage the infection and compress the lung activity.
Today, we'll start your course of spectromycin injections. We'll combine this with post-oral rest meaning you'll lie on your right side, using your body weight to decompress that cavity.
Dr. Jacob pulls back the milk-filled syringe and gives the shot in her hip. Gee whiz, that smarts. She rolls back over. Doc, what was that horrible wailing I heard this morning? The two doctors and the nurse looked at each other with a grim expression.
Miss Jackson, we suggest we wear our radio headphones to bed at night, so we'll wake to WKPL radio at 6 a.m.
Yes, sirree. Waverly Hills is the first hospital in the nation to have its own radio system. Every bed has a radio headphone at Waverly Hills.
Doctors discreetly nod to each other and then excuse Nurse Rose from the room.
Sophia, we're mighty grateful for your endowment. Dr. Jacob is under strict confidence to oversee the spectromycin for the coloreds.
Sophia, what you probably heard this morning was one of the surgical patients from the colored hospital. We do try to keep their treatments when the radio is on so as not to disturb our patients. We're real sorry if it upsets you.
Does the colored hospital have a radio system?
No, ma'am. There's no money. But with your donation, the coloreds will get spectromycin, which they've never had before.
My dear sirs, I want to tour the colored women's and children's wards immediately, so we can get started administering the spectromycin.
Ms. Jackson, that isn't our usual protocol. Patients don't tour the colored hospital. In fact, nobody tours the colored hospital but the coloreds.
Gentlemen, rest assured you don't know me very well, but I'm sure my Tristan will be the first to tell you I usually get what I aim for. Yes, sir. In fact, Dr. Stewart, I do believe my Tristan instructed you to give me whatever I wanted.
Yes, sirree, Miss Sophia. That's exactly what Mr. Jackson said, and so we'll sure enough aim to please.
So, Dr. Stewart, I will meet you and Dr. Jacob at your office in 1 hour. And could you please send 2 of your men round to load up my phonograph to carry over to the colored hospital?
Well, what on earth for, Sophia?
Well, why, Dr. Stewart? Because they don't have a radio system like here, of course. Now, you just send your men on over, you hear? Tell me about this hospital and its treatment options.
When healing hasn't occurred from traditional therapies, there are a number of surgical and non-surgical compression procedures used to collapse the lung. Another popular treatment is the artificial pneumothorax, where air is inserted into the lung, causing it to deflate.
Sometimes we have to surgically collapse the lung through a thoracoplasty, the surgical removal of several rib bones in order to collapse a lung. Waverly has performed thousands of these.
In the most advanced cases, we have to surgically remove the infected part of the lung, known as a lobectomy.
Why, thank you, doctors. It's always been my experience that music is healing for the soul, and so it is my honor to give you my phonograph and collection of 78 RPM records. And may God bless each and every one of you.
As Sophia quietly oversees, Dr. Jacob and Nurse Williams begin the spectromycin injections for all of the patients.
Well, I wonder who she is and why she's helping us.
Rumor has it she's a queen from somewhere, though she sure is pretty.
Pretty on the inside, that's for sure. Yes, sir. Heaven sent. She's a doing the Lord's work. Yes, sir.
Don't mean a thing if it hurts. I got that swing.